what has happened in Manipur today is, as Mr. Patnaik says, heart-rending. And he has asked me to, in fact, mention in the all-party meeting and to speak today and say that all parties must speak in one voice. What this parliament cannot afford is a no-confidence motion against the central government, because every political party must give their constructive suggestion at the moment to say what is possible, what can be done, because you are really trying to fit a square peg in a round hole there. That's the problem today. So therefore, you have to give constructive suggestions rather than blaming the central government for what is clearly a legacy issue running back several decades. There is no question that blame has to be apportioned to the state government. Every right-thinking person has said so. Every right-thinking person has said that the Chief Minister ought to have conducted his politics and his policies on the basis of Raj Dharma, which perhaps has been lacking there. There is no doubt about it. But I don't know whether the central government would have been better advised to have brought in President's rule, because clearly there was no alternative to this Chief Minister. Therefore, if the President's rule had to be imposed there, I am not sure that that in this country has ever worked satisfactorily in other states as well. So it is really a Hobson's choice, and that the central government was confronted with, and that is something that I think all political parties honestly should have considered and should have felt, therefore, that the need of the hour is to speak in one voice and not to speak in a fractious tone. And I'm going to conclude in a short while. The heart-rending scenes that we have seen with regard to the atrocities on women in Manipur is not new to us. This is seen everywhere in the world where there is strife, where there is this kind of conflict, where there is this sort of internecine warfare. We have seen this in sub-Saharan African nations, in Burundi, between the Hutus and the Tutsis. We've seen this in Rwanda, for instance. We've seen this in Bosnia-Herzegovina. We've seen this in Serbia. So this is endemic, unfortunately, to our society and our polity. And therefore, I come to this one seminal issue, that the way forward for women's empowerment is again what Mr. Naveen Patnaik has been repeatedly requesting the central government to bring in the women's reservation bill. And I think that is one area where the central government will be seriously remiss if in the 17th Lok Sabha they don't do it, because there is a full majority. In fact, there is near unanimity. Today, all shades of political opinion in this house and the upper house are of the same opinion, that there should be women's reservation in the state assemblies as well as in central parliament, because that is the kind of empowerment we need for women on the ground level, at the cutting edge level, at the grassroots level, to feel empowered, to feel that they have an equal stake in society, and for men to therefore feel that, look, they are now our equals, they are in a as powerful position as we are, so therefore we should treat them at par. So, Mr. Chairman, this is something that I would seriously on this occasion, if there is anything on which I feel that this government, I think, lacks the confidence of this House, quite frankly, is that they have not brought, despite being fully empowered to do so, the women's reservation bill so far. We have now only one more session of Parliament after this, which is the winter session. I certainly plead and urge the Prime Minister that he should bring in the women's reservation bill, have it passed unanimously. It can be done in 15 minutes in the lower house and the upper house. Parliamentary Affairs Ministers here, I have requested him personally many times also.